like to call this meeting to order. First, I'd like to point out where our fire exits are. This door to my left and the door through which we all came in today. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we please have a roll call attendance?
Member Overholt. Member Gallivan.
Here.
Member Menard.
Here.
Member Yarborough. And Acting Chairman Patrick Delaney.
Present. We have our legal notes, please.
Okay. The first case considered by the Zoning Board of Appeals was that of the petition to consider the application of Peter Hafner for a variance on property located on 344 French Road of Chapter 260, subset 260-23B2, to permit him to erect an addition on the side of the detached garage less than 5 feet from the side lot line as required by the village ordinance.
Okay, I'd like to invite Mr. Hafner forward, and please tell us, again, your name and what you'd like to do.
Peter Hafner, want to put an addition on the back of my garage so we can have a patio space, and I want to have an enclosed space on my garage separate from where the cars are so I can have heat in there and, so we have another space for ourselves during the winter or any time of the year.
And any questions from my fellow board members? Member Menard, anything?
None for me, thank you. None here.
Now, I did bring a couple letters,
Please.
or nowadays not letters, but I have an email from one neighbor. I have a text message from another neighbor.
Yeah.
So there's two neighbors who are impacted by the garage, and both of them told me they're fine with my plans.
So we can just attach those to the minutes, scan them in and make them part of the minutes, or you can read them into the record. Who does the minutes now? Is Carmen?
Carmi.
What do you think she'd prefer?
Probably just scan them and attach them.
All right, as long as we can circulate them to the board, when we circulate the zoning board minutes, that's fine.
Okay. Anybody want to take a peek?
Any questions, comments, concerns from code?
No.
Legal?
Nothing from me.
And any public comment on this?
Let's see. I see nothing on YouTube.
Okay. I'd like to put this forth. One of my fellow board members would like to put forth a motion to grant or deny this variance as presented.
Pat, don't we have to read the criteria first?
Yeah, you gotta go
Right.
through the criteria.
My bad. It's been a while.
Did you ask for public instruction comments?
It has
I
been
did.
a while.
Okay, great.
Didn't forget that. All right. I do have to read the 6 criteria that are requirement for an area variance. I'm going to read the criteria and your answers as you provided in the packet.
Sure.
Number 1, will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties be created by granting of the area variance? You wrote no. The addition is on the same line as the existing garage. And that's true. Number 2, can the benefits sought by you, the applicant, be achieved by some other method other than an area variance? You wrote no, and that's accurate. Number 3, is the requested area variance substantial? You wrote no. The addition will be the same distance from the property line and as the existing garage. And that's true. Number 4, will the proposed area variance have an adverse effect or impact the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district? You said it will not, and that's true. 5, is the alleged difficulty self-created, which considerations shall be relevant to the decision of the Board of Appeals, but not necessarily preclude the granting of the requested area variance? You wrote, "The difficulty is not self-created. The garage was built before I owned the property. I simply want to make it larger." I would say this one's a yes. And then last but not least, what is the minimum area variance deemed necessary and adequate? You wrote, "I'd like the addition to be the same distance from the property line as the existing garage, about 3.3 feet, but we determined that is... he's
3.8.
He's 3.2 feet, but he's requesting
Requesting
1.8 foot of relief.
Okay. All right. So with that, would one of my fellow board members like to put forth a motion to grant or deny this variance as presented?
I make a motion to accept the variance as presented.
Motion made by member Renard to grant. Do we have a second?
I second.
Do we have a roll call vote, please?
Member Gallivan,
Second.
We're voting now.
Yes or no?
Yeah, oh, yes, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Member Menard,
Yes.
and Acting Chairman Delaney.
Yes.
Okay. 3 and 0.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm good.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
You won.
Good luck with your project.
Can't wait.
All right.
Get a hold of me tomorrow, we'll discuss where to go from here.
Sounds good. That'd be great.
Take care.
We had 1, 2, and variance approved. Okay, the second case considered by the Zoning Board of Appeals was that of the petition to consider the application of Stephen D. McCarthy for a variance on property located at 201 Rossiter Avenue of Chapter 260, subset 260-14B1H, to permit him to widen his driveway more than 5 feet in front of the principal dwelling as required by the village ordinance.
Okay. Please step forward, tell us your name, and tell us what you'd like to do, please.
Hello, my name's Steve McCarthy. Been a resident of Depew since 2002, owning 201 Rossiter. I'm looking to put an extension on my driveway. I've since become disabled, and we also have a secondary area. If you know the area, that particular street's very narrow. Anybody that comes to visit, caretake for me, any of the above, we try to squeeze them in the yard as best as we can, especially due to our neighbor's driveway being straight across the way. She does have a extension that comes off that they do park trailers such as, jet skis, trailers, stuff like that. They do have a hard time backing in. So if I were to have a guest come over, park, leave for the day, it would be very difficult to come in, and we've had cars hit before. Also, on the disability end, I do like to park on the driveway, solid surface. I do have neuropathy. I do not walk very well on mud, grass, loose stone. I'm trying to find an area that I can park cars appropriately with an open space. I did have an incident a few years back. I had to get an ambulance, and they could not get the gurney around the cars, between the cars, up the driveway, up the porch. I hope that never happens again, but I am anticipating any upcoming surgery that's going to be approximately 5 to 6 months recovery. I'm just trying to eliminate any issues before that becomes an issue. I've been through the neighborhood. There's plenty of places that have extensions. I'm just asking for a few extra feet off of the curvature of my staircase.
And I live on Seabird, and that Roster is extremely, extremely narrow street.
We run into it quite a few times where Depew and Lancaster buses can't make it down. We had an incident this year where I had a person dropping some groceries off to me. They were parked in the front, and the plow driver had to go over the neighbor's lawn in order to get around the car without sideswiping it. So we try our very best to do what we can do, but with especially summer coming up, there are a few little kids across the road, and next door the gentleman watches his grandchild. I would hate to have a bunch of cars parked on the road. If I could eliminate as many as I can off the road and have somebody go around the car and hit a child, that would be terrible.
Good point.
Definitely.
Any of my fellow board members have questions? Member Menard?
None for me.
Member Galvin?
None for me.
Any questions, comments, concerns from code,
No.
from legal?
Did you have Any discussions with your neighbors, anything like that about this?
Actually, some of the neighbors are the ones that come over too the Sunday get together. But yeah, they don't seem to have an issue. That is why I chose. In a perfect world, I had pictures of ones that are much larger. But I would love one of those driveways. But as of now, I picked the left side. I don't know if there's a mathematical code,
Yeah.
but I own 90 feet. So I figured if I come to the left, that would keep me the farthest away from my neighbor to the left and to the right, even though I know the one on the right would have absolutely no issue for me extending the driveway just to keep people off the road.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Nothing else from me.
Any public comment?
Nope.
Again, I'm going to read the 6 criteria for an area variance as part of the packet you filled out with the criteria themselves and your answers. Number 1, will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties be created by granting of the area variance? You wrote no, and that's true. Number 2, can the benefits sought by you, the applicant, be achieved by some other method other than an area variance? You wrote no, and that's accurate. Number 3, is the requested area variance substantial? You wrote no, and that's true. 4th, will the proposed area variance have an adverse effect or impact the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district? You wrote no, and that's accurate. Number 5, is the alleged difficulty self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the Zoning Board of Appeals, but not necessarily preclude the granting of the requested area variance? You wrote no, and I'd say that's true. Lastly, what is the minimum area variance deemed necessary and adequate? You wrote, my understanding is 5-foot wide driveway extension is what is allowed. I am asking for an 8.5 foot wide extension. So he's asking for 3.5 feet of relief. Excellent. Okay, with that, would one of my fellow board members like to put forth a motion to grant this variance as presented? Or deny?
I make a motion that we grant the variances presented.
Okay, Member Bernard makes a motion to grant. We have a second.
I second.
Seconded by Member Gallivan. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Member Gallivan?
I vote yes.
Member Menard?
Yes.
And Acting Chairman Delaney?
Yes.
Okay, 3 yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck with your project.
Thank you.
We have a motion to close the hearing.
Make a motion to close the hearing.
Good job.
Motion by Member Menard. Do we have a second?
Yes or no?
We'll figure it out. We'll give it to you.
We have a second to close the hearing?
Yeah.
So you get a second.
Second.
All in favor? Say aye.
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 Hearing's closed.
Nay.
Too late.